Alright, folks, Loki, episode 3. First thing that I'm wondering is how it's possible that in all of time, nobody has attempted to overthrow the balance of the TVA or take it for themselves or mess it up until now. That's the impression I'm getting. Maybe I'm wrong. But it just seems odd to me, especially if time isn't linear or whatnot, or whatever explanation they're going to give. But we'll see. Lady Loki's enchantment ability is pretty OP. It reminded me of Wanda, sort of, where she can make people see their worst fears, but even better because she can obviously create fake scenarios based off of people's memories to get any information she can tap into. Not everyone, obviously, but most average people. Pretty impressive power. The episode is a cool concept. It's two opposite. I'd like to say opposite, but technically they are more the same than opposite, I imagine. But ideologically, seemingly opposite, and they're placed together, and obviously they have to work together. That's not the most original thing, but it works here. It's cool. It's fun. It's whatever. And yet there's another layer of fascination there because they are the same person, just from different timelines. So obviously they didn't have the exact same lives, but they grew up much the same way. And so there's like a scene where they're recapping their lives to each other. She's like, how's your mother? How's your mother? Interesting concept that I imagine they will not just let go after this episode. My question is, we in episode 1 and 2, Loki obviously established a rapport with Mobius. I wonder if he really does plan on betraying him just for Lady Loki, or if there's something. I mean, if he's playing both people, wouldn't be out of the question because he is Loki after all. But we'll see. There is sort of a focus on love in this episode, and it seems that they're implying that Loki and Lady Loki are going to get in a relationship, which I'm not sure how I feel about that. It feels weird. I mean, obviously they're trying to establish some chemistry there, but they are sort of the same person. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I misread it all. I'm obviously not the only one because I saw people echoing that. But that would feel odd to me. Yeah. Now, I have a complaint with a few scenes of the visual effects in this show. But it's one of those things where when it's good, you don't notice it, you don't say anything about it, and when it's bad, you do. So some of the TV budget showing here, but then, I mean, you can't really complain because then you have scenes like the final few minutes or something where it feels exactly like a movie, and the visual effects are great. So just a few scenes, and I noticed it in like Falcon and the Winter Soldier. I'm not sure if I noticed it in WandaVision, but they're just shots or specific scenes in which the visual effects is not peak. Lamentis is a pretty cool planet, cool setting. I like the color scheme. Okay. I gave my theory in last episode. If you haven't seen that, or last review, go check that out because that's a pretty insane theory, but I'd like to add on to it because I think this episode adds more credence to the general idea that I'm proposing. Not specifically that theory, but you'll see. So the TVA, in this episode, it's described that the TVA gets people who are variants. They don't create them, which again was a question I posited, I think, in my first review. So the TVA gets them. It turns them into TVA agents, turns variants into TVA agents, and they are none the wiser. First of all, who's responsible for this? I doubt the timekeepers themselves are mind-wiping these random variants and turning them into TVA agents, but Loki was on trial by whom? The main lady, right? And where would he go after that? They would have turned him into a TVA agent, I imagine. I imagine that's what the trial's for. Okay. So I think the boss lady, again, is sort of running this ring, sort of, propping up this idea of timekeepers and whatnot to keep everything in order. She's turning variants into TVA agents, and variants are sort of... I don't want to get too far down the line, but I feel like she is not necessarily being fair with variants. I don't think that's a ridiculous, outrageous theory. She's obviously letting the Avengers slide by, whereas someone like Loki, who she might view as valuable to the TVA, is getting picked. Okay. the TVA. As per my last theory, I suggested that the TVA was going down. That's the direction everything is going. Mobius is a firm believer in it. Mobius is going to break free, probably with Loki, either both Lokis or just our Loki. Destroy the TVA, take it down. And I think that there's an image that was in the trailer of Loki with a little Vote for Loki badge and a group of people behind him. That Loki is going to overthrow it, possibly some election of some sort, or maybe that's just a gag. And the TVA will just be an unrest. It'll be traditional TVA people and Loki's group. And Loki will have won many TVA agents over by just telling them the truth, that they were variants who have been mind wiped and are now being used as employees. You know, I mean, could be wrong. Possible. We've 3 episodes left to explore all that, but I'm sticking with that for now because I've seen no evidence contrary to it. Again, if you have any, please let me know. I'd like to discuss these series with people, but that's where I'm going with this. TVA is going down. It's all the boss lady. It's all fake. All the mythology of the TVA, all fake. The action is good, but it's never spectacular. Didn't ever love it, especially in that last scene. Where, you know, they do the one take thing and it's impressive, surely, but the action just isn't all that captivating. Something about it. So obviously they're going to get off Lamentis. I think the likely answer is that the TVA comes in and intercepts them, which would be, I feel like, sort of a cop-out, especially after that cliffhanger, but we'll see. I mean, they need to get off, so how does it happen? Who knows? This is definitely more of a filler episode, and by that I mean obviously they develop the characters, but they don't progress the plot whatsoever. They basically start the episode in Lamentis and they end the episode in Lamentis. So little plot accomplished, some character growth for sure, I'm not going to deny that, and I liked the episode. I did. It wasn't bad in the slightest, but I prefer naturally episodes with more plot progression. So not my favorite of the season thus far. A little underwhelming, but good. Okay, I'm not saying it's bad. It's just a little filler, a little bit. All right, folks, we are now halfway through the season. That was episode 3 of 6. I imagine it will get crazier. I imagine, hopefully, it will get better, folks. I've been eating PC Reviews. You've been amazing. I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.